let's look at the final digraph, and that is this one. And I intentionally placed this last because I think this is the most complex of all the digraphs that we've looked at. Not because it's too difficult to pronounce, no, but because this is the only digraph that comes with two possible sounds. Let's start with the first one. So for the first possible sound of this digraph, we have Onua, 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 Onua. Let me break this down. So what I'm doing here is I am blocking the passage in my throat. So this is what you do in English when you say a word like singing, right? Singing. When you say singing, the middle part of it, you do right? So you are kind of blocking the velar region, down there. So you do singing, right? Singing. So that in the middle, that sound, I am making that sound, but at the same time, I'm rounding my lips, right? So right? So if you can say singing, pause in the middle, right? The sound in the middle. And then as you are doing that, just round your lips and then open it up. So you do Let's see some Twi words that contain this particular digraph. And for the first one, we have Onua. So you just place after this sound, you have Onua. And that is a snail. Okay? Onua. For the second word, we have Angwa. So we just placed in front of the Nwa, and we have Angwa. So in the middle, you can hear Nwa, right? Angwa. When you come to Ghana, there's this food that we call angwamo, and that is basically rice that has been prepared with oil, right? So we have angwamo. It's mostly eaten with pepper and fried eggs. So we have angwamo. So there's angwa, the oil part, and then there's the mo, which is rice. For the next word, we have nwansna. So nwansna, okay? Nwansna, and that is a housefly. Next, we have Mangwa. So in this one, as you can see, the sound repeats itself twice. So we have Mangwa. Now, the second sound of this digraph, which is actually the most common of the two sounds, is nyu. Okay? Nyu. So let's break this down. So what we have here is, you remember when we looked at the sound in Espanol, the ny sound in Espanol, and we said that is the closest sound to the Twi digraph ny, right? You remember? We have a lesson on that. It's up here. So it's like doing that ny sound that you find in Espanol, that ny digraph in Twi, but instead of, doing it with a spread lips like we did for the regular ny sound, now you do it with some sort of roundness of the lips. So instead of ny, now we have nyu. And again, the vowel sound that will come after this digraph and all the digraphs that we've looked at will probably change the sound, the overall sound of that digraph slightly, but in isolation, this is how I'll pronounce it. Let's see some Twi words that contain this particular digraph. For the first one, we have ni. So you hear the ny at the start. But because the vowel that comes after this digraph is I, the sound of it changes slightly, from how I pronounced it in isolation. Right? So we have ni. Next, we have nyunu. Okay? Nyunu. The tone with which I say this is on the higher side. So I say nyunu. okay, for the action verb to leak. Nyuno. But if I bring the tone down and I say nyuno, 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 that is cold. When an object or something is cold, right? We say nyuno, nyuno, it is cold. For the next word, we have nyene, nyene, nyene. So now I have nye, 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 right? Nyene, nyene, nyene. Next we have nyono, nyono, nyono. So you hear the nyo, 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 nyo. And this is actually close in sound to how I said it in isolation. So we have the nyo, 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 nyono, nyono. Okay? Nyono. So I can say edro ne nyono, edro ne nyono.